Free trade sounds good, who doesn't love free? But the reality is far more complex. True free trade barely exists. It's a utopian ideal often used to justify policies that benefit some countries at the expense of others. Many proponents of free trade argue that it promotes competition and lowers prices for consumers. While this can be true in some cases, it often overlooks the hidden costs. These costs are often borne by workers and businesses in developed countries. Free trade agreements are often presented as win-win situations. However, they can create winners and losers, both within and between countries. Understanding the complexities of these agreements is crucial for informed policymaking. Imagine this: overseas manufacturers selling goods in your country with zero import taxes. This is the reality of free trade agreements. Meanwhile, your local businesses struggle under the weight of taxes and regulations. It's like running a race with a weighted vest while your competitor sprints freely. This lack of a level playing field creates an uneven competition that hurts local industries. Businesses in developed countries, facing higher labor and environmental standards, find it difficult to compete with those operating with fewer regulations. This disparity in production costs allows foreign companies to undercut local businesses, often leading to job losses and factory closures in developed nations. The promise of lower prices for consumers can come at the cost of their own livelihoods. Let's talk about taxes. Businesses in developed countries pay taxes to support their governments and social safety nets. These taxes fund essential services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. However, when we allow goods from countries with lower or no tariffs to flood our markets, we are essentially giving those foreign companies a free ride. They benefit from our infrastructure, educated workforce, and stable legal system without contributing their fair share. This puts our local businesses at a significant disadvantage. They are forced to compete with companies that operate with lower overhead costs due to their tax advantages. This uneven playing field can lead to the hollowing out of industries in developed nations. As local businesses struggle to compete, they are forced to downsize or shut down, leading to job losses and economic decline. Section 4. From factory floor to store shelf, the real cost of your shoes. Think about those brand-name tennis shoes you love. They probably cost a lot, right? But did you know that the actual production cost is a fraction of the retail price? Those shoes, made in countries with lower wages and fewer regulations, are then sold in developed countries at exorbitant markups. This price disparity highlights the unfair advantage enjoyed by companies that benefit from free trade agreements. They can exploit lower production costs in developing countries while reaping high profits in developed markets. This system creates a vicious cycle where consumers in developed countries are essentially subsidizing the profits of multinational corporations while their own local businesses struggle to survive. Section 5. Leveling the playing field. How tariffs can help. Tariffs, often demonized as protectionist measures, can be a valuable tool for creating a more balanced trade system. By imposing a tax on imported goods, we can level the playing field and give our local businesses a fighting chance. Tariffs can help to offset the cost advantages enjoyed by foreign competitors, allowing local businesses to compete on a more even footing. This can lead to job creation and economic growth within developed countries. Furthermore, tariffs can generate revenue for governments, which can be used to fund essential services and invest in infrastructure. This can create a virtuous cycle, fostering economic growth and improving the standard of living for all citizens. Section 6. Protecting our own, a case for balanced trade. Free trade, in its idealized form, promises a world of shared prosperity, but the reality is far more complicated. Unfettered free trade can lead to job losses, economic decline, and a widening gap between the rich and poor. It's time to rethink our approach to trade. We need to move away from the dogma of free trade and embrace a more nuanced approach, one that recognizes the importance of protecting local jobs, industries, and communities. By implementing fair trade policies that include tariffs, we can create a more just and equitable global trading system, one that benefits all countries, not just a select few. We need to prioritize the well-being of our own citizens and ensure that trade policies work for everyone, not just the wealthy and powerful.